Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the little talk show that we got going on. So big news in the NBA, like pretty big news for people that are in my home state of Oklahoma. SGA, J-Dub, and Chet all got their contract extensions. So as a fan, you think that's good. Like if you're not looking at anything else, you think that's pretty good. SGA with 285 for 4 years, Dub for 287 for 5, and Chet 250 for 5. That equals out to 822 million. Now let's talk about the good side of this. SGA is 26, so until he's 30, we have SGA. J-Dub is 24, so until 29, we have him. Chet's 23, so until 28, we have him. That is a long-term commitment to this core players, which I think is going to be really good. I think can bring us a lot of success personally. But I mean, we'll just have to see how it plays out. Like injuries can take a role or something, but I think this is a really good investment long term into their core players as far as right now. Now, if we talk about this up and coming season, we are above the salary cap. Yes, we are above it for sure. We are our position on the salary cap is 8.5 million above the first apron. But the good thing about this is there's a lot of like these contracts for these three players are backloaded. Like a lot of their money is coming on the latter half of their contract, which is good for us because that means we still have a lot of time before that second apron kicks in. And I think this season is going to be pretty good, and I think OKC has a chance to eventually probably repeat, which we haven't seen since the Warriors did it. But I think they're like the last repeat champion has been 2019. Since 2019 to last year, there's been different champions every year. So yeah, no. With that being said, I think that with this group, especially this season, has to be a win all season or it's a bust. Like obviously you have some success, but it's going to be a bust at the end of the day. And that's just how it is once you win a championship. It's after winning a championship, it's championship or bust. OKC has been through a lot, but they've proven that they can get there and win it. So after that, it's just proving that you can stay on top of the mountain, which is ultimately harder than getting to the top of the mountain. But if we look in, so let's dive a little deeper. Sorry, I have my notes all right here. So let's dive a little deeper. If you get into the 2026-2027 season, this is where we start seeing the side effects of giving these players a max deal, which at the same time, these are our core three. We want them to stay with us, but we, as an OKC fan, and knowing other OKC fans, we love our entire team. In a perfect world, we want our entire team to stay together. But the increase in the contract, like the increase in the payments, are gonna go just absolutely ballistic because it increases so much more. We have that's probably most likely, not certain, but most likely going to push us over the second apron. To avoid that, we have 77 million non-guaranteed money in our salary that we can pay out to players. So that also might ending up in like Dort, Hart, or Kenrich. They all might have to take some pay cuts because obviously we paid Jay Will, so but they might all have to take pay cuts, and then it's that might put a player's perspective into like, oh well, they're not paying me my money, I need to get out of here. And that's when you kind of OKC has to keep bringing in these younger players the good thing about our team is we're so young, but if we start bringing in these younger players, then like I'm just saying this draft class that we have is going to be special. I know that it might take a year or two, but Mark Daignault and Sam Presti have already proven that they have the tools to build up a roster. Now with the second apron and first apron, it makes it a little harder, but that's good. But with the pay cuts coming to Dort, Hart, and Williams, it might make them unhappy, and you might see one of them leave. In my opinion, it might honestly be Hart. I love Isaiah Hartenstein. I love his game. I think he's a key role to this player. Without him, we don't win the championship. That's my opinion. But I think he's the favorite to leave the Thunder first. I mean, we've already seen Dylan Jones leave, and I think that was a shock to me because I honestly thought Isaiah was going to be the first one to hit the road, or get traded away like Dylan did. But you never know. This team is so close together that they might end up staying together just for the love of the game. I highly doubt it because at the end of the day, it is a business, and you got to treat it as such sometimes. And they're probably going to be leaving. And then after that, it just goes into we enter. Shea can get his Supermax extension, which is $60 million annually, which pushes the team like you have to make some major adjustments there. Now, back to the core three. I think this is the greatest decision the Thunder. They've learned from their mistakes. Let's put it that way. We didn't keep Harden when we had Russ, KD, and Harden, but we now have a good core three. In my opinion, the two star players are SGA, J-Dub. I think it's kind of the Warriors team. You had Steph and Clay, which, and arguably in Clay's prime, he was a star in the league. And you have a great role player in Draymond, who's at himself an all-star, so he was good. But Chet hasn't proved himself as much. Obviously he's young, but really the key winner is SGA and J-Dub. Those are the guys that, at the end of the day, the ball's going to be in their hands. Chet is really important on the defensive side of things. That's bar none. He was the biggest help in the finals. But I will say this core three, if they can stick together for the next 4 years, probably 5, they will win another championship. I fully think they will because they're such a talented team. Like I said, Chet right now, he's a great role player, but he hasn't even developed into the player he's going to be. And, I think with the league shaking up a little bit, I think obviously we're going to have some more competition. Like, the Mavericks are going to be way better than they were. I'm saying this right now. Coop is going to be kind of what Luka was to the freaking Mavericks. Just comes in and tears it up and lights it up. I think that's what he's going to be like. But I think with this core three together, with Chet still developing, we will still be able to win another championship in the next 5 years. Easy. I have no doubt about it. I don't know if it's going to be next year, the year before, or the year after that, but I have full confidence that we're going to win another championship in the next coming years, so to say, before any of them need another extension. And then if you think really long term, at some point you got to ask yourself, which one of them is going to bite first on another deal? Because obviously all of them want to stay in OKC. Shea, he's going to stay in OKC. I'm sorry, that's just how it goes. He's going to stay at OKC, and that's just what it's going to be. J-Dub, I think he's going to stay in OKC. Chet, I hope he stays in OKC. I think Chet, if you think really long run, Chet is going to be the one to either go first or get traded first. But at the same time, you also have Jay Will and Isaiah and Isaiah Joe, and then you have Casey Wallace, Caruso. Who is going to be let go again out of them? Because it's not just this three; it's the entire crew working together. And I honestly think the Thunder are going to keep Kaysen. They're going to try and keep Caruso for however long he wants to play still. They're going to keep Jay Will, and they're going to keep Isaiah Joe. But I think the two honest players that you're going to see with us drafting Sorber, I think you're going to see Isaiah Hartenstein leave and Kenrich leave. I don't want it to happen, but that's probably going to happen. Now, with that being said, that concludes this video. We just want to come on and talk about this real quick because this is a pretty big deal for the Thunder. I hope everyone enjoyed today's video, and I hope y'all have a blessed day. Remember, keep God number one. God bless y'all. Peace.